All right, today's leg day, and we're gonna be going through exactly what you need to grow big, juicy tree trunk legs. We're gonna be going through a couple movements in the gym, talking about how the proper way to do them, and then you're gonna have legs as big as you could ever imagine. So we're gonna get in there, we're gonna get after it, and we're gonna show you exactly how to grow the legs you've always wanted. All right, let's do it. All right, the first move you're gonna want is a Smith squat or a leg press. The key here is to go for depth and for a little pause at the bottom. So show you what that looks like. All right, we added some weight. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna push to failure. Again, focusing on depth and squeezing. Smith machine's great if you don't have a spotter. You can kind of go to failure with the safeties. That's why I like it when I'm by myself. Okay. Okay. I think the key to growing your legs is heavy pressing movements. So we're talking your squats, your leg presses, and then going pretty heavy and keeping your rep range between 6 to 10 and pushing to failure. You get the biggest legs out there. 2 more sets here. On my last set, I like to do a drop set. So I'm gonna do 275 till failure, then drop 25s, and then burn out for maximum leg pumpage. Right back under it. Okay. All right. I'll move on to the next movement. All right, next movement you're gonna wanna incorporate is leg extensions. Key here is to squeeze out your reps. You know, we did move around, a lot of weight around with squats, so now this is just all about squeezing and really getting the stimulus on the top part of the movement. So that'll look something like this. Nice and controlled, all the way up and all the way down. Try not to move your thigh at all, just the hinge of your knee. Let's squeeze. At the end, you want to do some partials. Use your hand as an assist on the way up and not on the way down. All right, that's what it should look like for every set. All right, you also want your setup to be as far forward as possible. That's gonna help grow this part of your legs right here, which gets neglected when you're further back if you're just hitting this part. So keep your seat upright, all the way up, be nice and forward, and then squeeze out your reps. Okay. Should feel like your quads are gonna burn off your legs by the end of it. Okay. All right, for our last set here, we're gonna increase the weight a little bit, try and just move it around a bit more. We're gonna superset it with some sissy squats to really burn us out. And then that'll be pretty much it for quads. We'll move on to hamstrings. We'll be pretty much done with growing our legs as big as we want today. So let's get this last set out of the way. Okay, right, the sissies. Hold something. All the way down. Whew. Okay. Whew. That should get you not being able to walk the next day. All right, we pretty much hammered our quads, so we're gonna hit a hamstring movement. Seated hamstring curl is amazing for blowing up your hamstrings. So we're gonna start pretty heavy and then kind of take off some weight for the last set and really burn out. We'll probably do 3 or 4 sets here. Really squeeze at the bottom. Slowly.
All right, we're gonna do 2 more sets of that. Same weight, same squeeze, same control. That's what this movement's all about. If you want, you can also have your arms up here if it feels better, or up here, either way. Whatever makes it most comfortable for you to squeeze. For me, it's up here. Weird. Oh. As your legs fatigue, your form's gonna fall off a cliff a bit, but try and keep it as consistent as possible for each set. And if it's too heavy, lower the weight, which I will be doing next. All right, there's something to foot placement too. If you have your toes together, it'll hit the more inner part of your hamstring. If you have more far apart, it's gonna hit the more outer part of your hamstring. I like to have them in for the most part because the outer part gets hit a lot during pressing movements. So maybe having your toes together can be beneficial to you. See how it feels. We're gonna drop set this. We dropped the weight a little bit. We're gonna burn out with the weight we have, and then we're gonna drop the weight, and then burn out a bit more. And that'll be pretty much it. That's it. Drop set. Okay. That's all she wrote. On the drop sets, you can definitely go a bit dirtier and control the weight a bit less. You're just trying to pump up your legs for the last little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all you're gonna need. All right, let's go pose down. All right, here is the pose down. I'll get a good angle here. All right, and that's really all it takes. That was 3 movements. All you need to do is get in there, get your leg stimulus, and pose down and get out of there. That's really all it takes. What I really wanted to focus on there was, it was more of a quad-centric leg day. We still hit hamstrings with the curls at the end there. But what I like to do is I like to have a day where I squat, and that's my more quad-centric day. And then I have a day where I do mostly hamstrings with a little bit of quad still, because I'm not gonna skip quads completely. I don't think you need like a separate day for quads and hamstrings, but I think it's okay to focus on one more specifically on one leg day. And I'm not a big like squat twice a week kind of guy, so on the day that I don't squat, I'll do a lot more hamstring curls, maybe some RDLs with the barbell or dumbbells, and then also I'll do leg extensions as well, and a few more sets of that than I did today. So that's really the leg day in a nutshell. That's how you're gonna grow your legs. Obviously you gotta eat, obviously you gotta get your protein, but that's how you're gonna hit the stimulus in the gym. So next time we're gonna be doing chest, shoulders, how to build your chest and shoulders. And yeah, so I'll see you for that next time. Boy.